So welcome back for another Therapeutic Thursday. I didn't do it last week because I had to work. I may have to change the dates from Thursday because I never know how busy I'm going to be on a Thursday, and so I may need to change it to a date that I know that I will be at home. So they may be changing soon. I'll let you know. This week I picked up Reddit from Am I the Asshole, and Am I the Asshole for making fun of my boyfriend's penis? Immediately I'm like, yes, because what are you making? That is something that people are really proud of. Even if you feel a certain way about it, you should probably keep it to yourself. Um, or find a better way to talk to him about it. But making fun of him is never going to go over well. So let's see what she says. Up front, my boyfriend has an awesome penis. It's not huge or anything, about 7 inches we measured, and fairly girthy. But it is really, really even comically small when it's flaccid, like 2 inches. In the privacy of our relationship, I playfully make fun of it all the time, and he doesn't mind because he knows that he pleases me in bed. However, he has complained in the past about how much he hates locker room moments when other dudes see it and assume he's not like a grape, even though he is not. So the other night, we were having dinner with friends and played a game where we pull cues out of a hat. One of the cues was something like things that are short, and I write down my boyfriend's penis. They were all read aloud, and when it's revealed that I wrote that particular answer, the room explodes in laughter. My boyfriend tries to brush it off. Oh, you got me. Ha ha. And laughs with everyone else, but then one of my boyfriend's male friends who goes to the gym with, slaps him on the back and tells him, "Oh, we've all seen it, and we still love you, bro." More laughter. After we get back to his place, my boyfriend tells me that it bothers him that his friends think of him as a small guy because all they have seen is his flaccid penis in the locker room. He said that they made fun of him in the past, and he has had to brush it off for years because he feels that denying it would make a bigger deal out of it than it is, and has to silently take it. He said that by making that joke, all I have done is reinforce the perception, and it will just fuel their teasing. He wasn't mad, just disappointed. He said that he would never make fun of me about my body because he would never want to give a negative impression give me a negative impression about myself. That he would tell me I was beautiful no matter what. I felt really, really bad when he said that. I have apologized and things are fine now, but I think that maybe he is blowing this out of proportion. Am I the asshole, or should he maybe not take this so seriously? It sounds like it is something that he is very self-conscious about. And so you should not be joking about something that makes somebody self-conscious, especially not somebody that you care about. If it's not that big of a deal in the big scheme of things to you, why are you making it a big deal? You never bring out somebody's insecurities, especially not the people that you love. Me and my younger brother joke all the time, but I don't joke about his weight because he probably wouldn't like that. And I care about him, so I'm not going to make fun of something that I know is something that bothers him. I'm not going to do that. Because why would I? He's my brother. I love him. He's your boyfriend. You love him, and you say that you're fine and you're pleased and you're happy. Then why make him feel bad about this thing? I'm inclined to say yes, you are. Nobody should have to endure locker room jokes at home. It's bad enough that he already feels self-conscious when he goes to the gym or whatever. And then coming home and having you say something that just sounds like not good. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You care about him, show him that you care about him. Let's see what Reddit said. You're the asshole. Teasing him between you two is one thing, but publicly making fun of his penis, especially when he has mentioned insecurity in locker rooms, etc., was not cool and kind of a betrayal. It would have only been okay if you had inserted the word flaccid and or immediately after the jib from his friend, you defended him with, yeah, but that's just because he's a girl, not a show or anything that didn't emasculate him and prey on his insecurity. Edit. The more I think about it, I don't know if anything would have made this okay, but it could have at least have not. It could have at least been not as mean. At least, edit. That's thanks, kind Redditor, for my first silver medal or medal of any kind, and thanks to another Redditor for my first platinum medal as well. Added to this, I don't even think it's funny for you to tease him when it's just the two of you. Imagine if he teased you about having a loose vagina or a saggy labia. Oh, but it's just a joke because you're only super loose when you're really turned on. Come on, girl. That is right. Why are you making fun of him? There's no reason for you to do this, and you're making him feel bad for no reason. And there's so many things that you can joke on a person about. Why would you joke on something that you know is an insecurity? You know, I have a very playful personality, and so I joke on people a lot, but I don't make jokes about things that I know people are insecure about because I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be funny. And being mean and being funny is two very different things. You should never do that to somebody that you care about, that you say you care about. If you know this is something that bothers him, then maybe it should not be something that you should joke about, and be confident to him when he's feeling down about it. Instead of making jokes and laughing, he obviously feels pretty bad about this, so maybe that is what you should consider. It is so easy to make jokes about somebody, but it's hard to see it from their point of view. You feel like it's not a big deal because you're joking. He already feels bad about this thing anyway. So why would you do something that is going to make him feel bad? You're his girlfriend. You're his partner. And you're supposed to try to make him feel better about things, not worse. Yeah, I think that I would say you're the asshole in this situation. Because what are you doing it for? Well, it can't, the jokes can't be worth that much to you. They can't be worth more than your relationship. And that's what you always have to do, is consider, what's this going to do for my relationship? Do I have to say this? Do I have to do this? This is something that you don't have to do. You can easily not do this and not make it a big deal and not make him feel bad. I don't know why you would do that. It just doesn't make any sense. I never want anybody that I care about to feel bad because of me. And you should not want that either. And this is not something that you have to do or something that you accidentally do. You know he feels insecure about this. You said it yourself. You know. So you're just ignoring it and still making the jokes at his expense. Why would you do that? Especially if you're happy with the relationship, happy with him. What make him feel like he's lacking in some kind of way? That just doesn't make any sense, If you want to joke with him, find something else to joke with him about. Don't joke with him about this. Because it's just mean-spirited. There's no good reason for you to be doing this. There is no good reason. Even if you have the kind of personality that's playful like mine, like I said, you pick things that you know are not going to bother the person. Things that they're not going to be upset about because you care about them. And that is the thing that matters the most in these situations. It is the state of your relationship. You always want it to be good. And laughing at him about this is just silly. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why you would do it. I really don't. I don't get it. Even if you want to be playful and things, you can find another way to do that. Your relationship doesn't have to be all serious, but you also don't have to, pick on somebody's insecurities. Why? For what? It doesn't make any sense. So I will say this week, this is my first one where I've said that you're the asshole. You are. I would say, because there's no reason for this. And, to everybody else out there, if you are in any kind of relationship, friendship, whatever it is, don't pick on people's insecurities. It's not funny. You can't say, oh, I didn't mean it because it was a joke. But that person feels very strongly about this thing, so don't do that. If you care about people, then they need to know that. And if they are vulnerable enough to tell you that something bothers them, Don't use that against them. Why would you use that as a weapon? What kind of friendship is this if that's the first thing that you do when you find out that somebody's insecure about something? Don't do that. That's ridiculous. And there's no point. So that's going to be it for this Therapeutic Thursday. Um, like I said, I'm sorry that I skipped last week, but I was just too busy, which is a good thing. I'm glad to be back busy again. But I need to pick another day of the week because the Thursdays just I'm not going to do it because they're so unpredictable. Some weeks they're not that bad. Some weeks they're really heavy. And so just to be on the safe side, I need to pick a day when I know I will be available and have time. And so I may be switching the day soon. I don't know. If you have a comment or a question that you would like to leave, you can leave it down below, or you can leave it on my Gmail account, which is fullerjennifer@gmail.com. Oh, fullerjennifer03@gmail.com. If you leave it down below, then everybody's going to see it. If you don't care, I don't care. But if you care, you might want to send it to my inbox so that nobody else will see who it's from. And I'll see you guys next week.